French Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. It was a fantastic Friday evening Sabbath service that we had last week. So thank you to all of you who attended. This is a reminder it will be every Friday, 6:30 till around 7. And if you thought last week's was good, this week's will be even better. And I hope every week is better. And I have to say, I had the distinct pleasure of speaking to a dear friend the other day, who I haven't spoken with in much too long. In fact, while we were talking, we realized we hadn't seen each other in several years, but of course, so many haven't these days. But we picked up our conversation like it was yesterday. And those friends are the best, because the heart just picks right up. It keeps its own time. Doesn't it help? Now, we're only a few days to Purim, the day of lot casting. And here's a few facts for you to think about as we get ready to observe the holiday. Well, it's considered the jolliest day of the year. There are no prayers, there's no Torah readings. It is just pure celebration. Now, Mordechai and Esther are not the real names of the participants. Those have been adopted as Hebrew names, but they are actually Babylonian. Mordechai is the king of the gods Marduk, Marduk Chai. And Esther is, of course, Ishtar, queen of the gods. Esther's real name was Hadassah. But we don't know Mordechai's, nor do we really care. There's 4 rituals, and I've mentioned them before. We read the story. It's found in the book of Esther, or the Megillah of Esther. We give to the less fortunate, because charity is very much a part of what we always do. We send gifts of food to people who need food, and we celebrate with feasting. Now, during the feasting, people are expected to drink to excess, but please be responsible. Now, how do you say to someone, drink to excess, but be responsible? Isn't that kind of an oxymoron? Anyhow, enjoy yourself. But if you go out to celebrate, think about taking an Uber home. Now, it's a bit of an odd celebration in some ways. Let's look at some of the things we do. The food of choice is 3-cornered prune Danish, and people think it's the Jewish Halloween. I mean, at least, at Hanukkah you get donuts. We spin groggers, the noisemakers, to drown out Haman's name. Haman, of course, was the one who wanted to eradicate the Jewish population. It has been tried throughout history. We must be vigilant, my friends, that it not be tried again. And it is a timer for us, because it occurs 1 month before Passover. So when we finish Purim, we can begin the process to freedom and choice. And of course, its most famous aspect is all about the masks we wear and the faces we show the world in this masquerade. And that's why, it's always considered to be the Jewish Halloween. Are we really happy with this little game we play? Looking for words to say. Searching, but not finding, understanding anyway. We're lost in space array. Now, you might have noticed the underlying theme here is this complete concept of unification that runs throughout the celebration. In fact, the underlying concept in all of Judaism is unification. One law for all, because we're all connected. That's why we treat everyone the same. So let's take a few minutes and unify now as we come together to honor all of us. Those the same and those that are different, as we put differences aside, we form a community, a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith, any and all faith, love, any and all love, a true chavura, a fellowship, as we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes, unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. Even though together, we're individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her own way. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody, some physically, the rest digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way at all to gather and share. From Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, come together. שבט אחי גם הנה מה טוב שבט אחי גם How good present it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship in the world. Remember, friends, this is you setting aside a little space, a little sacred time to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's a part of your Kavanah, which is your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. And goodwill and intention are the roots of what you can control in life, of what you can correct. It's your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives. So let's take some time now. Let's use that intention. Send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everybody. It just floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The Tikkun Olam. It's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world. It's not something we complete. It is an ongoing task to be dealt with, and we do it in this lifetime, in every lifetime. We must each do our part. We must each do what we can to improve and change our own little corner of the world, because as we change ourselves, we change the conditions of our lives and the people around us. And a part of that healing of the world is what we send these kinds of thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send energy for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers for Wilhelm, for Mary, Ellen, and William, for the builder, for Alana and Alex, for Circe and Doria, for Yosef, Aurelia, for Anne and Luke and Kathleen, for Agent Kay and Dave, for Mookie, for all our sacred animal friends, for everybody you know in need, and for the whole world, for Devora. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care. Because the world's a world of spirit. It's spirit, my friends, never dies. Bakor, May the source of strength just the one before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Amen. Yishaberach, let us all have our spirits renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as is healed before. Mishaberach, may he who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing, renewal, energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. So here we are, about to begin a new book of the Bible. We're going to begin the book of the priests, Vayikra, and he called, also known as Leviticus. Now the book of Leviticus sits at the halfway mark of the Torah. It's holding up the story. We're ready to move on, but the narrative stops and a handbook appears. Now, the original Hebrew name for this book was the Laws of the Priesthood, but it became Vayikra, and he called, again using the custom of the opening statement being used to name a book or a parsha. Now, you probably noticed a lot of readings begin with the word Va. The Va at the beginning of a word means and it's the handbook for the priests. No real stories, just ritual, methodology. And don't we say people are called to the priesthood or to serve God? So this is a book about and for those with that calling to serve. It might be a city, kids, taking bribes on the side, somebody's husband, somebody's bride, maybe rich or poor, maybe blind or lame, living in another country, under another name. You're gonna have to serve somebody. You're gonna have to serve That may be the devil. It may be the Lord, but you're gonna have to serve somebody. Now some will serve. The rest of us just have to wait till it's over, and it is the shortest of the 5 books. Now Leviticus describes the sacrificial service and the duties of the priests. But it also introduces ritual purity, the biblical diet, the calendar of appointed times, laws of holiness, and laws relating to redemption, vows, and tithes. What's fascinating is this system that provides grounds for guilt also provides a mechanism for expiation and forgiveness. Sacrifice is the only mechanism for forgiveness in the book of Leviticus. There's no suggestion in Leviticus that repentance alone can bring forgiveness for violation of the laws. No indication that one can appeal to God's mercy, His grace, His kindness. None of these for atonement. In fact, the words repentance, mercy, grace, kindness do not occur in Leviticus at all. It is a formula book. It was never expected that the average citizen would ever read this book. Not that anyone could read, but it does something no other book anywhere does. It takes ritual and law, and somewhere around chapter 19, it injects and converts this outline of law to be based on ethics and morals. That is groundbreaking, my friends. Now that there's been no temple for 2,000 years, and therefore no sacrifices, other means of atonement have risen in importance. Notably, the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, has become the most sacred and widely observed holiday. Whereas in the Torah, Passover stands out as the first and foremost of the holidays. It's coming up in a month, and its importance cannot be overstated. But look how this book begins. We're going to read about the burnt offering, the grain offerings, offerings of well-being, sin offerings, and offerings with restitution. There's 5 offerings for you. Is anybody going to distinguish or care about those differences? Is it sin? Is it grain? You went to the priest. He interpreted your sin, and he instructed you on the sacrifice. You wouldn't have known the items in this book. It's for the priest. Well, you've spent the better part of these last 2 years at the foot of a mountain, learning and growing also, through trying times, worrisome times. But you always have a built-in GPS system to get you where you need to go, and that system is faith. Not religion, not dogma, faith. And this book helps establish that faith. Now there's spiritual warfare, flesh and blood breaking down. You either got faith or you got unbelief, and there ain't no neutral ground. The enemy is subtle. How can it be we are so deceived when the truth's in our hearts and we still don't believe? Now, in such a short period of time, my friends, the world's golden calves have come tumbling down like dominoes. Sports teams and stars, film stars, theater, music, money. What's left? Like the plagues of Egypt changed the world, this last 2 years has changed ours. Our values are changing. The time has come for you to find your own personal spiritual connection. Not religious. Leave the dogma out. You have the time to be with family, to be with yourself. Pass on TikTok, pass on Facebook, turn off Zoom. Take some time to use some of the time to connect internally. Everything emanates from inside out, not outside in. Look within. Validate yourself. Connect to your own higher being. Take from this book the things that serve you. Now, the people of the wilderness generation did just the same. This book is about God calling to Moses and talking to him, but he talks to us all. We just need to filter out the noise to listen. This is a book of ritual and law. Most of the laws, moreover, are focused on topics that may seem less urgent to audiences that were not part of the ancient world in which they were framed. Up to now, we've been engrossed in a book of stories. There are 2 minor stories here, but otherwise it is the manual for the priest, with the central concern of the book being the conduct of the cult. with elaborate stipulation how the sacrificial animals are to be butchered, what parts of them are to be burned on the altar, how their blood is to be ritually sprinkled on the altar. And there's a single verb that focuses the major theme of Leviticus: divide. In Hebrew, it is hivdil. That verb, of course, stands at the beginning of the priestly story of creation from way back in Genesis. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. God made the vault and divided the water beneath the vault from the water above the vault. And so it was. In this vision of cosmogony, the condition before the world was called into being was a chaotic interfusion of disparate elements. Welter and waste is what the Bible says. What enables existence and provides a framework for the development of human nature, conceived in God's image, and of human civilization, is a process of division and insulation. Light from darkness, day from night, upper water from the lower waters, dry land from the latter. That same process is repeated throughout in the ritual, sexual, and dietary laws of Leviticus. We are moving from the acts of God to the words of God. And my friends, the words are everything. I'll read. Show your friends that you and me belong to the same way. Turned on to the same way. Have you heard? Now you know that you are free. Living all your life at ease. Each day has its own. A look, and life's always for ways to lead you there. Yes, the world is sacred, my friends. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude. Light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your lives, the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free. Be free. Honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. And continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone and end to terror and hatred. Remember, we are a community, my friends. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. So let's all send out love, not fear. Send peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do learn to forgive. Learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life and tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Have a fantastic week, my friends. A week of love and light. A week of peace. A week of miracles. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. And remember, we set in motion everything that happens in our lives. It is our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything's linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, with accountability, vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate. The secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace, my friends, is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? Because if you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your own promised land. It is your home. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being. Keep sharing. Keep trying to keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember that faith, it is an unwavering adherence to principle. Just as I have faith in the principle of love and of all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none. Defraud none. Hate none. Cherish all, honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go, and work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and the ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Make the most of your time in this life and continue to touch and transform lives around you. You are forever blessed, and you have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous. Bless others and bless yourself. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief and never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We help each other because we are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our life, so find them. Tell them what they mean, and remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. And get ready to decide which mask you want to wear. Who are you? Who do you want to be? Masquerade. Paper faces on parade. Masquerade, hide your face so the world will never find you. Masquerade, every face a different shade. Masquerade, look around, there's another mask behind. Well, join us for the celebration of Queen Esther, the last book canonized, and the first book that contains the true feminist hero of the Bible. And no, it's not who you think it is. Thank you for joining me, my friends. Have a great week. Join us for our Sabbath services. Join us for upcoming Purim and other events. Please keep exercising forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind, be loving. Believe in yourself and in love. Continue to spread a little goodwill to the world. And never forget, you are the miracle in someone else's life. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.